think he got it. Stopped by Manley first with help from Alvin Walton.
This is the type of thing that's a tough decision. You have to punt. But you're at home. It's probably going to be short. If it is, the whole crowd here wants you to go for it. The Redskins, maybe they could go for it. They're out of it. But when the game is this big, if this thing is short, well, it's not short anyway. But if it is, Dan Weiss would have had a punt.
Weiss and the Bengals and all the assistant coaches and the backup quarterbacks do a lot of signaling from the sideline. They have also that offense that they call attack, in which they don't huddle. They just go up to the line and do everything with signals and audible. Brooks has split out wide to the left this time, and Woods alone setback. Esiason back to throw it. Looking to Brooks. Had it and dropped it. Walton on the coverage. There was a strike from Boomer.
That's what they try and do. Everyone tries to get Alvin Walton out of the strong safety spot because Alvin Walton is like a linebacker there. And they want to get him away from the run, and they think his weakness is man-to-man coverage outside. So by putting Brooks outside, Walton has to go out and cover. He did it well on that play.
Second and 10. Woods. There was some doubt earlier in the week. Stopped by Kurt Gouveia and Charles Mann. Some doubt earlier in the week whether or not Woods, who's had such an outstanding rookie season, would be able to play. He's got a bad shoulder.
Hey, let me tell you, this guy's a tough guy. I mean, he's a big guy. He's strong. He has speed, movement. He separated his shoulder last week. And they didn't know if, again, he'd be able to play, but he practiced yesterday. He was fine.
Third and 8. Esiason has Eddie Brown at the 20. Steve Gage was the defender. 46-yard pickup.
Eddie Brown is on the right side here. He's going to run a post. You see him in the middle there. Now he starts up the field. He's on Barry Wilburn. Wilburn goes back into the zone, the outside zone. Eddie Brown just splits between the corner and the safety.
And if he doesn't have to wait, John, that's a touchdown.
It was wide open. Look at the pass protection here. Boomer Esiason, he went, looked to the left, pumped out there, and then went deep to Eddie Brown.
Riggs was the man in motion. This is Brooks. Down to about the 16. Olkowitz back in the game, made the stop.
Yeah, this is one of the goals that the Bengals had in the offseason. Look at a year ago, they ranked 18th, 48% of the time they scored a TD inside the 20. Look what they've done this year. 72%, and they're the best team in the NFL with that statistic.
That is a remarkable statistic. Brooks this time split wide right, leaving Woods as the lone setback. To the tight end Holman, incomplete. Olkowitz and Kaufman got him in the sandwich. And now no huddle.
And you see the Redskins, how quickly they ran their guys in there. That's going to be a big battle today. Can the Bengals keep the Redskins out of nickel, or can the Redskins get their nickel in quickly enough?
And as soon as the Redskins got him in there, they went back in the huddle.
I think as banged up as the Redskins are, nickel's not a bad deal for the Bengals to throw again.
Third down, about 9. Esiason down. Manley and Mann for the Redskins.
Here he is right here, Charles Mann. We see him, he's going to come right here. He's going against Joe Walter there, the big right tackle. Watch him, he hits into him. Now he just pushes with a bull rush. He just pushes Walter right back into Boomer. Tell you, Charles Mann usually does it with move. But that time, he just got both hands on Walter and pushed him right back into the quarterback.
Turk showed line. They play a 3-man front. Obviously, then 4 linebackers behind them. Tim Crumride, the nose tackle, having a great year. Leon White, Sander Kelly, and Reggie Williams, the city councilman. And then Phillips and Thomas, the cornerbacks. The Redskins out of the huddle quickly. Last week, Williams 17 out of 40 against the Cowboys. Ricky Sanders split wide to the left. Morris is the running back. Straight ahead. Morris outside the 25. The pickup of 5. Kelly made the stop. Doug Williams, the quarterback. Morris, the running back. Terry Orr, the H-back. Art Monk, Gary Clark, the wide receivers, and Donnie Warren, the tight end. Lachey, Grimm, Bostic, May, and Jacoby, the front 5. Morris got 6, second and 4. Morris to the right. A gain of 6 for the rookie from Michigan and the brother of the Giants, Joe Morris. First down, Redskins.
And I'll tell you, that's the thing that Joe Gibbs loves to do. I think their whole offense is based on being able to run. This year, they're 25th in the league in rushing. And of course, Joe Gibbs isn't that kind of coach. If they're going to be successful offensively, they have to be able to run, then go to play pass and that type of thing off the run.
Moore was the man in motion. Morris for the 3rd consecutive play. A pickup of 3. Just to amplify what you were talking about, John.
You know, the thing is, part of it is injuries. You know, Timmy Smith really didn't have the year they expected of him. And then Kelvin Bryant gets injured. He's really not a full-time player they thought maybe he was. And now they're starting Jamie Morris, the rookie. I think they're really looking for a bigger running back. When you got a one-back offense, I think you need a bigger running back.
Here's Doug Williams back to throw it. Ricky Sanders makes the catch right at midfield. 11-yard gain. Stopped by Eric Thomas. First down, Redskins.
This is the strength of the Redskins. Where they just go back to pass and throw the ball. Ricky Sanders is one of the best wide receivers in the league, and he doesn't even start. I mean, they play a lot of 3 wide receivers. And that's the strength of their team. They're 3 wide receivers.
Sanders in motion. And Morris right side with the famous Redskin counter gap for not much. 2 yards perhaps, no more. Reggie Williams on the bottom of the pile. That's the 6th different offensive line combination that the Redskins have used this year because of injuries. Basic. 2nd and 8. Morris straight ahead. To about the 43. Wilcox, the safety man, made the stop. Solomon Wilcox.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting, Pat, that the Redskins are going 3 tight ends. Look, they only have 1 wide receiver. That's Ricky Sanders. Tight end here, tight end here, tight end here. And they're keeping this whole thing bunched in here to play with. Now, last week, the Oilers went 4 wide receivers, opened up the formation. That's what the Bengals expected the Redskins to do.
Mike Oliphant has replaced Jamie Morris on 3rd down, and Williams gets it outside to him. Another Redskin first down. Fulcher made the stop.
Joe Gibbs was saying that these guys are getting on-the-job training. Jamie Morris is the starting back. He's in there on running down. Mike Oliphant comes in on the passing down. So he says our whole backfield is relying on 2 rookies.
So Morris is back in now on first down at the Bengal 34. Monk and Clark split wide left. Sanders wide right with a 3 wide receiver set up now. Morris by Reggie Williams first for half a yard.
Here's one of the strengths of the Cincinnati Bengals. Watch this guy right here, Tim Cumry. He's the leading tackler on this Bengal defense. He's also in the Pro Bowl. And again, if you play a 3-man line, if you're going to run the ball, you got to get movement on that nose tackle. When you have a nose tackle like Cumry and you don't get any movement, you're not going to get any inside running.
Second and 9. Sanders moves away from the rest of the team up to the top of the picture. Monk comes in motion. Williams. Monk close to the 30 or 25-yard line. Stopped by Joe Kelly. Picked up 7.
The Redskins are really mixing this thing up. We saw where they went with a 3 tight end, then they take the tight ends out, then they bring in 3 wide receivers. So they got their running with a 3 tight ends, they got their passing with the 3 wide receivers. Good mixture, and in this drive, they're keeping that Bengal defense off balance.
That's one of the things that Joe Gibbs told us last night that they had to do. That was keep it away from them, because they're so explosive. The Bengals. Williams, a blitz coming. Intended for Monk, and he just didn't have time to get it there.
Hey, watch what they do. The Bengals put Ray Horton up here. The Redskins come in motion here, and boom, they just bring their safety. Now Williams has to get rid of the ball. Watch him, number 20. He's up there in the line of scrimmage. Now, boom, there he comes. Now, luckily, Williams was looking to that side, so he was able to get rid of it. Watch Horton coming from the outside. Williams sees him, and just to avoid the sack, he almost gets a completion.
Greg Coleman holding Chip Lohmiller, who's made 9 in a row from 43 yards away. That's plenty long enough. That one would have gone into the mezzanine. It's 3-0 the field goal from Lohmiller. Stanford Jennings at the 3 for the Bengals. Hit hard at about the 22. Stopped by Dean Hamill and Manusky.
Hey, I think that was real important, that last drive for the Redskins, to have a drive like that and get control like that, because get the lead, you know, quiet this crowd down, and I think they've done that.
First and 10 Bengals at their own 21. Briggs was the man in motion. Esiason half rolled out, pass knocked away. For Riggs, knocked down by Wilbur Marshall.
There's a defense over there. After they go off, then they all go in a group and they get around the coach, and then he shows what they did. So he's showing them, okay, now on running downs, they're bringing in 3 tight ends. Then when they take out the 3 tight ends and they go 3 wide receivers. So when they have 3 tight ends, this is what we want to do. Then on 3 wide receivers, this is our judgment. That was Dick LeBeau, the defensive coordinator of the Bengals.
Second and 10. Esiason straight back up into the pocket. Gets it out to Ickey Wood. He gets up to about the 28. Pickup of 6, stopped by Charles Mann.
Ickey Wood said when he was a senior at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, he said all the scouts come in, and he said they knew he could run. What the heck, he led the nation as a runner. And he said they all just wanted to see if he could catch. He only caught 6 passes. And he says, hey, I can catch. Don't worry about that. But the only real adjustment he had was pass protection. It's really different from anything that he's ever done.
And he said he's still working on that. From the shotgun, which Boomer Esiason likes to operate.
to play today, Pat. I think that they've, all the things are down. They're out of it. The Bengals are the best offensive team. The Bengals can win the championship today, and no one gave them much credit or much chance in this game. But with the mixture they're doing on defense and offense, the Bengals really haven't gotten on track.
Lee Johnson, left-footed, back to punt for Cincinnati. Oliphant to return it. Good kick from Johnson. Takes this Oliphant all the way back inside his 30, where he dodged away from one man. But the backup coverage is there, led by Riggs. Number 87 knocked him out of bounds. So the score remains 3-0 in the Cincinnati jungle.
So they play, then they get together as a group, and they go play a little more.
First and 10 Redskins from their own 35. Morris hit behind the line of scrimmage by Jim Scow, but he got back to where they began.
Jim Scow is one of the strongest guys on the Bengal team. You look at him, he's 6'3", 255, and Sam Weiss says, everyone that looks at his size, and they don't think this guy's that strong. Then he said, he explodes into, boom! They go, wow, where'd that guy get that strength? He doesn't have that bigger package.
Redskin package now as Terry Orr split wide to the right. And off again to Morris. Again, he gets a little bit stopped by Joe Kelly, but it'll bring up a passing situation for Washington.
I think that was one of the things that Bengal defense talked about over in the sideline. They just took the ball and they started down the field on it. Watching the left of the screen there, you see Russ Grimm is blocking Cumright. Cumright said, hey, that's enough. Grimm says, wait a minute, I'm still going.
Bostic, who started at center for the Redskins, limping off. He's a guy that's had a career that's been filled by injury, but he keeps coming back. I don't know if he'll be back today or not.
Well, he's not the biggest center in football, but every time we've seen him play, he's done the job. I know that, they think, well, he's not big enough to handle this nose tackle or that nose tackle, but I have never seen anyone ever manhandle Jeff Bostic.
McKenzie takes his place on 3rd and 6. Oliphant is the running back that was Clark in motion. Williams far over the head of Art Monk. A flag on the play. The official went down, lost his hat and his handkerchief.
I don't know if he lost that handkerchief or if that was a penalty, but the official did go down. The hat flew off, but there is a penalty against the Bengals. I thought that Doug Williams was just throwing that ball away because Art Monk was about to 30.
By the defense, 5 yards, first down.
Brad Cashin, the referee.
Watch this one, Pat. Here we got the clicker. Now watch the official there. He throws that up there in the left-hand corner. He throws that flag so hard, he just goes right to his back. He saw the thing all the way. He saw the contact right there. He threw the flag, lost the hat. He was writing a note there saying, when you throw flag left-handed, don't fall down.
Automatic first down. Morris gets the carry again. The right side hit down at about the 47. Joe Kelly and Leon White. Morris got 4. They're sticking with what they had in mind that they wanted to do, the Redskins.
And the biggest thing that they're doing is keeping this Bengal defense off balance. As we see here, Jamie Morris has rushed 9 times already, and that's the type of offense the Skins would like to have. And you can do that early in the game, and you can do that when you're ahead. And if they can keep this type of thing going, then they can keep doing that all day.
2nd and 6. Morris again. He got 3.
there behind Mark May and Joe Jacoby. They're working that right side of their offensive line, and Mark May made the Pro Bowl this year, and it's his first year that he made it. He's been one of those guys that over the years had played well. In fact, they say that this year his guy has only sacked the quarterback one time. He's having that kind of year.
Third down and short. They need 2. Williams hits Gary Clark. A gain of 10 and a Redskin first down.
You throw the ball out there at Gary Clark and he's going to get it. I've always said that this guy is like a linebacker in the body of a wide receiver. I mean, he's a tough guy. He'll block you. He'll fight you. He'll do anything to get that ball. Watch him push up the field, then come back. There's 2 Bengals on him, but Gary Clark still comes up with the ball.
He was juggling it on the way down, but got possession.
You know, he's only 5'9", 170 pounds, and for whatever reason, he's always been one of my favorite players in the league.
First down, Redskins. Morris on the counter play. Gets to the 35. He bobbled it. Bengals thought they recovered it. Redskins say he was down, of course. Redskins give it to Morris straight ahead to about the 32. Crumry again will be on the bottom of that pile. Morris got 4.
Sam Weiss is still arguing it's too late now because the rule is on instant replay. After you run a play, then you can't go back to it. But that was a fumble. David Grant, number 98, really hit Jamie Morris. The ball goes out. And what's the sound? You can hear the sound, the whistle blow after Morris had fumbled. I don't know what
you say. It's too late now.
It's all academic.
Third down, Redskins. That's the Bengal 32. Warren is the move man. Williams back to throw it. Got broke up the middle. Hit from behind. He scrambled after a fumble, but he got a first down. Stopped by Eric Thomas. Washington 3, Cincinnati nothing.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that the Redskins have. They can throw to Art Monk. He's the bigger guy, and he's the move guy, and they throw those ins and outs. Then they can throw deep to a Ricky Sanders. He leads the team in touchdowns, or they can throw short or deep to Gary Clark, but he comes open a little quicker than Art Monk does.
Sanders split wide to the left. Caravello is back by Morris. And he'll lead him to the right side. Morris caught from behind by Crumry again. Crumry is one of those nose tackles. A lot of nose tackles take the center on head on.
And then take a shoulder, then take them on, and then go up and down the line.
We're at Riverfront Stadium. Pat Summerall with John Madden. The NFL on CBS on Saturday. And it is cold. 2nd and 8. Williams back to put it up. Sanders touched. Had it. Lost it. Eric Thomas back there with him.
Sanders made a pretty good move, though, on Eric Thomas. That's a corner move. And you're going to see him. He's going to start up like he's coming inside. See, into the post. Now he sells him on that. Then he makes that cut and goes back to the corner. Thomas made a pretty good recovery on it. He ran into the post with him, and then he ran back to the corner with him. Hey, that's a great throw by Doug Williams.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Ricky Sanders has to catch that ball. That's about as good a play on everyone as you can take. Good defense, great throw, and a great pattern by Ricky Sanders.
To Clark. Touchdown, Redskins. Lewis, Phillips, the defender. I'll tell you what, John. Those are 2 great throws by Doug Williams.
Hey, those are 2 of the best throws back-to-back that I think I've ever seen. You talk about a touch thing. Watch Doug Williams. This is just a fade pattern to Gary Clark. He's just going to take 3 steps, boom, 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 and throw it right up over the outside shoulder of Gary Clark. You talk about touch passes, 2 of them back-to-back. Those were perfect as you can get.
Low Miller for the extra point. 10-0 Redskins. 12.5 minutes, 12:33 left to play in the first half. Low Miller set to kick it off. Jennings and Ira Hillary back deep. If you look at the summary of what's happened so far, Washington scored the first 2 times they had the ball. They did what they had set out to do. And Low Miller has the ball blow out the tee now. Kick will be against a little bit of the wind. On the play as Jennings broke out of the pack and was stopped at the 31 by Barry Wilburn, but penalty flags down. It's against Cincinnati.
Let's watch those 2 throws again, Pat. Here's the first one. It's 2nd and 8. This is the one to Ricky Sanders to the corner. Look at this pass. This is a perfect pass. Right in his fingertip, over his shoulder, where only the receiver can get it, the defensive guy can't. Now he comes back 3rd and right, throws the first one to the left, comes back and throws this one to Gary Clark to the right side. 2 perfect passes back to back. Keep doing that, eventually you're going to get a whole bunch of touchdowns.
You don't stop many when they throw it that well and catch it that well. Ickey Woods is the lone setback.
I'll tell you, this Redskin team really has the Bengals off balance.
Outside the 35 to about the 39. Bad shoulder and all. Finally stopped by Gage.
He does that. That's what he does best, Pat. That thing we just saw him do there, where he starts to the right and cuts back to the left. Watch him. He's going to start running to the right, but the hole's not there. Then he just cuts it right back to the left. Then when he gets to the open field, straight up the field.
24 yards for Ickey Woods, and he's closing in on 1,000. Brooks this time, straight ahead. He got 3, stopped by Olkowitz. This is what they set out to do, the Redskins. Keep it away from that Cincinnati offense.
They've done it with great balance. I mean, they've been running Jamie Morris, and they come back, and they throw the ball. Dick LeBeau was over there talking to those guys. Hey, we have to get a pass rush on Williams. He has too much time, and we have to cover those guys a little better.
Redskins have nobody out with Brooks, and now a linebacker comes out. Wilbur Marshall. I don't think he can stay with Brooks all day. This is Woods, however.
Did to Brooks on that play, you don't have to stay with him. Marshall went out there, was playing man-to-man on Brooks, and he just knocked him down. This is the way to cover him. Here's Brooks. You say, oh, they got a linebacker out of man-to-man. Watch him, he comes, boom, he just knocks him down out of bounds. That's one way to cover him. You don't have to worry about it. Get out here, he comes down, whap! Just knock him off his feet and out of the sideline. He can't play anyway. That's what Wilbur Marshall's saying. Guy's going to get me in the open field. I'll show him open field.
Bengals got a first down, nevertheless, up the middle from Ickey Woods. Joe Gibbs. He was about as emotionally drained as I've ever seen anyone yesterday.
You think just 10 months ago he's the coach of the Super Bowl champion Redskins, and now they're not even in the playoffs? That'll drain you.
Fake to Brooks on the side. Pass caught by McGee. That's the Bengal first down. Todd Bowles on the coverage.
And that's the thing this Bengal offense is made of. They run, 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 and then they get a very strong play fake. Watch this play fake. Woods on the left. He fakes to Brooks up there. Watch how it holds the defense. Helps the pass protection, and then gets guys wide open like that. Todd Bowles, playing corner for the first time, was just given a little too much cushion out there.
He had never played it until practice last Wednesday. Watch those linemen convey the message up and down the line.
Well, they want to work out here to Brooks on Alvin Walker.
Intended for Eddie Brown. That one was just a little bit hard.
Well, Boomer tends to throw it hard. I mean, he's a fastball pitcher. They said the biggest problem he's had in his career is being able to throw short. You know, he looks deep, and he wants to throw deep all the time. He said the biggest adjustment he has is being able to look deep and then come off and throw short. And when you throw short 120 mile an hour, it's hard to catch.
Second down and 10 from the 33-yard line. A short rollout by Boomer. He's by Manley. He had it to McGee, but again, that was the fastball.
And that's why you have to catch the ball with your hands out in front. You see what happened to McGee? He got his hands too close to his body. Boomer throws a fastball, and it hits him on his shoulder pad. You see when your hands are too close to your body like that? That's exactly what happened. The ball comes in, hits your shoulder pads, and bounce out before you can use your hand.
That looked like, as they say in baseball, when the pitcher throws it right by the hitter. He didn't see that coming.
They call it heat.
Is going to try the field goal instead of breach from 50 yards out. Schoner Colby. He got it. So with 9:03 left to play in the first. About the Pro Bowl, here are the starters just chosen last week. Boomer Esiason, Eric Dickerson, John Stevens, the running backs, Al Toon and Eddie Brown, the wide receivers. Mickey Schuler of the Jets, the tight end. Munoz, Chris Hinton of Indianapolis. Matthews, and as you saw, the rest of the starters. Steve Gage back deep. Johnson's kick is a good one. The goal line. Gage at about the 17. On defense, Smith and Williams, Rye of Cincinnati, Cornelius Bennett, Tippett, Shane Conlon, the linebackers, along with John Offerdahl, Lewis, Minifield, Darren Cherry, and David Fulcher of Cincinnati, or Keith Bostic of Houston, in what is an interesting tie-breaking system to find out who goes.
Yeah, it's interesting. The way it happens is if whoever has the best record, that player goes. So really, David Fulcher is not only playing for a win today and a division championship, David Fulcher playing for a place in the Pro Bowl.
Redskins reverse to Ricky Sanders. Doug Williams got a block out in front. And a pretty good block. Stopped finally by Reggie Williams, but Doug Williams, the quarterback, hurled that frail body in there.
See, watch Doug Williams. You know, he's a big guy. I mean, Doug weighs about 225 pounds, and I remember at one time when that's what guards weigh. That's the block right there. It was just enough to get his guy tackled anyway. It was nice. It was a nice effort, but it didn't work.
It looked better the first time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he tried. He tried.
Second and 3. Caravello comes back alongside Jamie Morris. Handoff is to Morris, and he'll have enough for a Redskin first down out close to the 30. A pickup of 5.
Again, if you're going to run up the middle, you got to get that nose tackle block. Now we have Riley McKenzie is in there. Now watch him. He just goes head-to-head. Now he is bigger and stronger. He gets just enough movement there. Then where he doesn't get the movement, he grabs him with his left hand and pulls him down. So You got to get that nose tackle, whether you block him or hold him, but you got to get him out of there if you're going to run inside.
First down, Washington at their own 29. This is Morris again. And Morris close to another Redskin first down. Stopped finally by Solomon Wilcox.
Hey, one thing, if the Bengals are going to win this thing and get into playoffs the way a playoff team should, they're going to have to pick this thing up a couple notches because they are not playing like a championship team this first half. I mean, they're getting whipped. They're getting whipped on the line of scrimmage. They're getting whipped in the secondary. They're getting whipped in play calling. They're getting whipped thus far every way you can be whipped.
That sounds like you got a good chance to lose.
If it keeps going this way, you're going to lose.
First down by Morris. He'll get another crack at it. And another first down. Stopped finally by Joe Kelly. Morris is 5'7", they say, and 188.
Well, watch this move here. He's going to start. Again, it's that counter trey. He's going to start inside, following Lachey, and then he just bounces to the outside after a missed tackle. And he gets it up, finishes it off pretty good. Hey, he's having a pretty good day. He's built a lot like his brother, Joe Morris, that you look and they say you're kind of undersized, but undersized in height, but a very powerful guy.
They both are. Into Bengal territory, stopped by Crumry.
That either had to be Russ Grimm jumping off sides or Russ Grimm was shot out of a cannon. If he made that on the snap, Russ Grimm just blew out of that line of scrimmage.
Illegal motion. Number 68 on the offense. Still first down.
I guess he wasn't shot out of a cannon.
We were talking to Joe Gibbs yesterday about this guy, Russ Grimm. Someone had told us he had a bad or hurt wrist. Joe says nothing wrong with him. Well, I take it back. There's always something wrong with him, but he always plays.
Well, you know, when you get a guy like Russ Grimm, he's a guy who could have played in any era. I mean, he could have played 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 10 years ago. He gets a wrist. He just rubs a little dirt on it. What the heck? No big deal. A little tobacco juice and dirt. That'll take care of anything.
First and 15. They give it to Morris again. Not much this time. Picked up 2. Jim Scow on the bottom of that pile.
I'll tell you, I think this defense is being handled by this Redskin offense. I think that they have to start getting some penetration. They have to get a little more, better tackling on the run. And the big thing is they have to get a pass rush on Doug Williams because remember that last drive, he had a lot of time to throw the ball.
Monk was the man in motion. Williams takes to Morris. Gets it across to Clark, who gets across the 50. Stopped by Ricky Dixon. A gain of 4.
Jim Lachey blocking here at number 79. He is one of the best tackles in the league, and I think that next year the Redskins are going to see it. This year they got him late in the trade, and maybe hasn't had the big year that they expected of him, but Jim Lachey is one of the best players in this league.
3rd and 9. Williams back to throw. The pass is going to be intercepted. Williams was hit just as he let it go. Ray Horton up with the interception.
Tell you, he was hit by number 53, Leo Parker. As you say, this interception was Dakota Parker. Watch him right there. He hits Williams just as he throws the ball, and Ray Horton was there to catch it.
So with 3-4, live from the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. DePaul and Georgetown here on CBS. Esiason back to throw it. controversy, this is what has done the Redskins in.
Yeah, I think the two things, it's easy to say, well, coming off the Super Bowl, they're down a little bit. The two things, 25th in rushing and minus 23 in turnovers. The turnovers have just killed them all year. And that's what's starting it right now, that interception.
Esiason gives to Brooks. Nothing to it. Stopped by Manley and Dave Butts. You think, John, that Dave Butts will play again?
I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Joe Gibbs said that he doesn't know. He's going to talk to Dave Butts in the offseason. Butts has played 15 years. He said he wants to play again. He said, I don't know what else I would do on Sunday. And I would think that it's going to be something that won't be decided until the spring.
Third down at the 39-yard line. No flag. McGee able to hold on and get a Bengal first down. Stopped by Gouveia.
I think the Bengals are starting to do some of the things that they had to do. Is one, they had to get pressure on Doug Williams. They brought Leo Barker. He hit him. Doug Williams threw an interception. Now they're starting to get their pass protection down. Boomer's starting to find some of his receivers downfield.
Ickey Woods is the lone setback. Woods is over 1,000 yards. Charles Mann finally tripped him up. But Woods got 15. We get the 2-minute warning.
Man, he jumps inside. Tight end turns out. Here's a hole that Ickey Woods sees over here. Now we'll see it on the clicker. See right there. See when Mann jumps inside there? Now look at the big gap that Woods is going to have. He sees it here, and he says, holy moly, let me go get my 1,000. There, cut there, back there. It was pretty good blocking, but Charles Mann just jumped around the block and really vacated the hole for Ickey Woods.
And he got over 1,000. He also got a first down. Again. This time he got only a yard. Stopped by Walt. The Ickey factor. Ickey Woods factor. 1,006 yards, averaged 5.3. 15 touchdowns, and that's tied for most in the NFL. Here's the Redskins 29. Steve Brown in motion. Esiason back to throw it. Coming out there with it. Slides inside the 20 at about the 17 under Wilbur Martin. For 12.
That was the thing. That's why on a pass rush, you always have to keep your pass rush lane. Esiason went back to pass. A big middle in there, so he just took it with the run.
Back to throw it. Touchdown, McGee. If he wasn't over the line of scrimmage. Touchdown.
That whole thing was made possible by great pass protection. Boomer Esiason was able to go back and look and look and look and look and pump and pump and pump and finally find McGee in the middle of the end zone.
Here's Breach. The extra point. That's his 55th extra point of the year.
Watch McGee working here. First he's looking for it on a post. Now he didn't get it. So he says, well, let me go back to the right. I'll stop here. I'll come back. You can't blame a defender. No defender, that's Todd Bowles there. No defender can stay with the receiver when the quarterback has that much time to throw it. line of scrimmage because he comes back. Now watch, he's looking, good pass protection, nothing there. Now he works up, and there he finds McGee in the back of the end zone. That was good pass protection. And again, when a quarterback has that much time, he's going to complete touchdown passes.
A minute and 2 seconds remain in the first half at Riverfront. The Bengals have not lost a game here all year long, including preseason. That's one of the things that they knew when this year began they had to accomplish. Be better at home. They certainly can't do any better than that.
Well, they got off to a slow start here today. The Redskins jumped out with a lead. They got a field goal, then they get a touchdown. Then the thing that brought him to life, I think, was that sack. When they hit Williams just as he threw it, and the interception.
Johnson's kick goes into the end zone, fielded by Gage, but they can't do anything with it. A reminder that coming up at the half, Brent Erb and Dick Butkus will be visiting live with Pro Bowler Al Toon of the Jets and Leonard Marshall of the Giants as they prepare for tomorrow's Battle of the Big Apple. That's Bruce Reimers, who is being loaded onto the cart after an injury earlier. He'll be x-rayed, and we'll let you know what the outcome is as soon as we know. First and 10 Redskins. Score tied at 10. Williams gives to Morris. Morris outside the 20. A gain of 7. Barney Bussey made the stop.
As I was saying, I think the Redskins early in the game, they had everything going. And then Leo Barker, when Barker hit Williams as he was throwing and Horton came up with that interception, that gave the offense life, and then they had that drive right down the field, and the momentum seems to be changing now.
Second and 3. Again at Clark. And again a first down. Crumrye, Scowl on the stop.
Let's watch Crumrye here. The nose tackle, he's going to get blocked from every angle. You see the guard comes down on him, the center goes out on him. They got 2 guys, they double him. They push him about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage.
That's the end of the first half with a score. The Redskins 10. And a home field advantage depending upon what happens to Buffalo tomorrow. Steve Gage is number 48, returning kickoffs for the Redskins today. That's another place, another area where they have not been able to find anyone who seems capable of doing that job. There have been other areas as well, but that's the spot they really had trouble. Kick to Gage, fielded at the 15. To the 30. Return of 17 yards. Stanley Wilson made the stop. Total yards, first quarter, Washington 77 to 61 for Cincinnati. Second quarter, the Bengal offense got going a little bit more. Ickey Woods got over 1,000 yards for the year. Redskins have Jamie Morris at running back. Doug Williams still the quarterback. Ricky Sanders split out wide to the left. Caravello back in the backfield with Morris. They go back to him again. Bruce Reimers, by the way, who was taken off the field in the golf cart earlier, sprained an ankle and will not be back. They'll miss him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that was kind of the heart of this Bengal offensive line. Munoz, of course, is in the Pro Bowl. Montoya is in the Pro Bowl, but Reimers is one of those street tough guys that just kind of brings that defensive attitude to the party every time he comes.
Morris got 4 at 2nd and 6. Big hole for Morris this time, and he gets the first down. Wilcox made the stop. Jamie Morris has had a busy day, and he's nearing 100 yards.
Well, you look where he's getting that yardage. He hasn't done anything to the left. He got 42 yards up the middle and 43 yards to the right on 11 carries. Remember, we said it looked like he was running in the first half between Mark May and Jacoby over there in that right side, and then up the middle. He hasn't gained or run to the left yet.
First down, Redskins at their own 42. Morris again, middle again. From Rye, tripped him up. Jamie Morris got 2.
Well, this is the type of game that Joe Gibbs wanted, you know, to be able to hammer the ball in there, control it. And he thought, like anyone thinks, that the best way to handle this Bengal offense is by keeping them off the field. I would say thus far he's been successful at that.
Second down and 8. Monk and Sanders both wide left this time. It'll be Morris again, hit behind the line of scrimmage and scrambles back to the 45, a gain of 1. Fulcher made sure he stayed down. Morris is still staying down.
Morris has taken a lot of hits. I mean, we talk about a guy who's not the big, strong guy, but he's carried the ball 23 times already. You can see that's a career high, 99 yards. He's been the workhorse here today.
He gets the rest now on 3rd and long from the 45, the Redskins 45, and Oliphant takes his place. Cincinnati showing blitz, and here they come. To Art Monk, and a catch, and a Redskin first down. Redskins haven't had a quarterback, whether it be Williams or Mark Rippon, sacked in the last 2 games. Only once in the last 4 games.
And a lot of it because of this protection. I mean, they have a big offensive line, very good pass protectors, and the other part of it is Doug Williams himself. I mean, he's a big, strong guy who doesn't get knocked down easily and can get rid of the ball quickly.
Morris back in the game, Redskin first down. In Bengal territory, that's his first run to the left all day. Carl Sander made the stop. Morris picked up 1.
Carl Sander is the leading tackler on this team. Of course, the leading tackler in the whole team is Tim Frumry, the nose tackle. Then of the linebackers, Sander makes more tackles than anyone else. And he's an inside linebacker. But the Redskins have had quite a bit of success in there running at Frumry and Sanders.
2nd and 9. Williams fakes to Morris and launches a rocket to Sanders. Touchdown.
Saw that Lewis Phillips fell down, so Sanders was out there wide open. I don't know if Phillips tripped over Sanders before that or whatever, but Phillips ends up about the 5-yard line. Watch it up on top. Here comes Sanders. He gives a little delay and go. Now watch as he goes by there. Phillips is going to trip and fall down right there. A lot of times the quarterback doesn't see that. I think Doug Williams was going to Ricky Sanders anyway.
Right from the beginning. Phillips has not practiced all week. Been in bed with the flu. Didn't work out yesterday. But when they talked to him yesterday, he said he would be ready.
You see Ricky Sanders over there in the sideline saying, I did it, I did it. They probably talked about setting Phillips up.
The extra point by Chip Low-Miller is good. And the Redskins recapture the lead, 17-10. Receptions in a season, Ricky Sanders just tied Charlie Taylor.
UCLA, Arkansas.
If the Saints win, they're still alive for a wild card spot. Jennings downs it 3 yards deep in the end zone.
Let's watch a touchdown again. Here's Sanders here. He's going to go up here. Phillips is going to fall down, but he should get help from his free safety, Solomon Wilcox. Now, he doesn't get over there. Now watch what happens on the clicker. You see the free safety? Because if we stop it right here, he has already let Sanders get beyond him. And now he can't get over there to help him. You see Sanders beat Billups, of course, but the free safety is supposed to stay as deep as the deepest. He let Sanders get beyond him also, so Billups had no help once he fell down.
And the Redskins lead 17-10. Ickey Woods. Hit by Bowles and Walton, but he got good yardage. Pickup of 8.
Ickey Woods has all those things going. You know, he has the Ickey shuffle when he makes a touchdown. He has that ponytail coming out of the back of his helmet, and he's gained over 1,000 yards. He's only a rookie. This guy is really some player.
He got 8 yards then, 2nd and 2 for the Bengals at their own 28. Woods again. Didn't get the first down. Manley. And Bowles brought him down. No gain.
Yeah, that's the most popular place over there by that heater. Once they get warmed up, they can still talk.
Anthony Allen.
Ricky Sanders is still celebrating that fact that he just scored a touchdown pass and tied the record for all-time Redskins touchdowns. He's not even listed on the program as a starting wide receiver.
Here's the one they give again to Woods. He gets the first down outside the 30. Tripped by Olkowitz.
Yeah, we're talking about that pigtail that Ickey Woods has. He said when he first came here, someone said, you ought to cut that off after he was drafted. He said, Floney's, if I cut it off, that's not me. I mean, if they drafted me. If they don't want me, then they shouldn't have drafted me. But I wear a pigtail. So he come back, and Sam White says, you know, I think you ought to do it. You don't have to, but I think you ought to. Ickey said, okay, if I don't have to, I won't. He said, but that's me. That's the pocket.
First down, Esiason back to throw it. Outside the 50. Hit by Barry Wilburn. Ball loose. Loss of a yard. No fumble.
Yeah, that is some pretty good contact. Let's listen to that one.
There's a couple of hits in there.
Oh, I think that's a fumble. I don't know what's wrong with that. I mean, we hear the whistle blows after the guy knocks it out. I don't know what that thing was ruled.
2nd and 11. The Bengals still have the ball. Esiason to Woods again. Over the left side, he got 4. Stopped by Dave Butch. You know, going back to that story about you were just talking about Ickey Woods. So Sam Weiss then went to the legendary Paul Brown, who owns this team, and said, I don't think he's going to cut off that ponytail. But we'll insist if you want. And Coach Paul Brown said, is that going to make him a better player, you think? There he is, Paul Brown.
Paul Brown is a legend in this game, and he knows that it's not whether a guy has a ponytail or not. It's what he does once you give him the ball. Paul Brown, one of the all-time great coaches.
So many things he did. Esiason out of the spread. Chased out of the pocket. Being chased by Gobert. Knocked out of bounds, I believe. But a flag on the play.
I'll tell you one thing, those Redskins over there are hooting and hollering. You wouldn't know that they're out of everything.
And Joe Walter, another member of that outstanding line, is the the Bengal who's down.
And that was one of the big reasons that the Bengals think this game is so important. They win it, they win the division. Not only that, then they get 2 weeks off, and they're really nicked up. They've already lost Bruce Reimer so far. Now Joe Walter goes down.
Holding. Number 51 during the run. 5 yards. First down.
Ball against Monty Coleman. First down, Cincinnati. obvious pain. Against Georgetown. Here is Washington against Cincinnati. First and 10, 6:56 left in the third. Ickey Woods leaves it on the ground. Out of bounds, and it will belong to the Bengals.
Ickey Woods fumbled, but then he was smart enough to get that ball knocked out of bounds. Looked like he didn't think he could recover to get it, but he did bat it out of bounds, so the Redskins couldn't get it. But here, it looked like he never really got the handle. You see the ball may have been handed in there a little low. He never got the handle on it, and he saw that he didn't want to mess with trying to jump on that and recover it, so he just punched it out of bounds.
Second and 11 now. Ball is at the Bengals 38. Brown with the man in motion. Brooks has a fake. Tight end Rodney Holman. Esiason fake to Brooks. Continue to roll it. And they get another first down.
Yeah, that's the second time, or the third time this year that I've seen a receiver that wore one of those masks over his eyes. Remember last week, 49ers, Jerry Rice wore one. Now we see Rodney Holman, and I never thought a wide receiver would wear it because, you know, the weather and the fog up or get knocked around, but that looked pretty clear. Except look over that left eye. Looks like he had some stuff he has to see around.
Side knocked backwards after a pickup of two. Dave Butts and Neil Olkowitz at the bottom of the stack.
You know, right now with the Bengals losing Joe Walter, their right tackle, they're playing a rookie in there at right tackle, Dave Smith. He's a free agent. He's like 6'9" and 295 pounds. He's from Southern Illinois. No one drafted this guy. How can you miss a guy this big?
As you say, he's 6'9" and 290, and he looks thin.
I know it. I mean, he looks like a guy, once he fills out, he'll be like 325 or so.
Everybody jumps. Injuries today. Jeff Bostic, the Redskins, sprained his knee. He won't be back. Collinsworth has a bad knee. Reimers has a sprained ankle. He won't be back. Walter has a sprained knee. He won't be back. All of us working today here in Cincinnati would like to send our regards and say hello to one of our cameramen who is down, and I'm sure watching, or I hope he is, Joel Solowski. He should be back in action shortly. I know he'd like to be, and we'd like to have him.
Joel has to get ready to get up on that cart, you know.
Outside to Brooks. Monty Coleman out there with him. He only got 2 yards. Barry Wilburn with the assist.
Well, the fans are booing that one. I think rightly so. What kind of a third down pass is that? You got a big old quarterback with a strong arm, a real gun. You got receivers out there. What are you throwing a little 2-yard pass on 3rd and long for? And then, you know, it doesn't put you in position for a field goal. You have to punt. So why not, you know, try and shoot one up there 12 or 15 yards?
Left-footed Lee Johnson in to punt for the Bengals. Only their second punt of the day. The Redskins haven't punted today. Oliphant back deep. Maybe too much time.
Delay by the offense. Still 4th down.
Oh, the fans don't like that one either. The Bengals are just going backwards. They're 3rd and long, and they throw a little loop pass, then come back and take too much time to get the punt off. Although, with the field position, that's not going to hurt them one bit. But I think somewhere, if you're going to be a playoff team and you're really going to threaten to be a champion and a Super Bowl team, somewhere you have to play this game pretty aggressively. And so far the Redskins are playing this game more aggressively than the Bengals. The Bengals look like they're afraid they're going to lose.
This is a good punt. Also fumbles it, goes back to the 5-yard line. Finally gets out to about the 8. Riggs was the first man down for the Bengals.
It's been the world's best-selling car.
Penalty-free game so far. Redskins twice for 10. Cincinnati 3 for 20. Washington leading 17-10 third quarter. Redskins ball their own 7-yard line. Doug Williams, the quarterback. About the 10. Pick up of 3.
This is interesting here, Pat, because the big thing that the fans realize here is that the Bengals have the Redskins backed up. Now, the big thing, once you get them backed up, you have to hold them down there, not let them get a first down. Because if they get a first down, then that whole field position thing can change. So these are 2 big downs coming up for the Bengals.
Jamie Morris just went over 100 yards. 102 he had. Best day of his career. Williams. Outside complete to Ricky Sanders.
If you look at the pass distribution here, you see 8 out of 11 to the wide receivers, only 1-to-1 to the running back, and the tight ends haven't caught a pass. But that's what the Redskins are. I mean, they use 3 wide receivers a lot, and that's the strength of their game. So when they pass, they're going to, 1, get the ball up the field, and 2, usually get it to a wide receiver.
3rd and 1. Reggie Branch and Jamie Morris behind Williams. Morris left side will have it, I think. He got 2. They needed 1. Wilcox made the stop. Morris got the first down.
Reggie Williams was down in the bottom of the pile, number 57 there. After the whistle blown, he wanted a turnover. He was trying to get that ball out of Jamie Morris's hand. But at the end, good blocking right there. See, they sealed the line off. Jamie Morris could just find a little crack to get it over. And what's the end of the play? Williams is like, there's no turnover yet. He said, let me have that thing. Let me have that thing. Tried to look him in the eye down there.
First down, Washington at the 18. Morris gets to work again. Leon White stopped him after a pickup of 2.
Hey, that was a big first down for the Redskins. Now they can get the ball out there at the 20. If they can pick up another first down, they can go to work again. Like when the Bengals, when they had that punt, they knocked him down inside the 10 there. They had to keep him there, and they weren't able to.
Less than a minute remaining in quarter number 3. The Redskins have been able to control the clock. Morris hit this time by Carl Zander. No gain.
Well, these fans know it, too. They know that their defense has to get them stopped because if the Redskins punt, which they haven't done all day, but at least the Bengals will get good field position to have the chance to go in and score and tie the game.
Big 3rd and 7 coming up right here. The clock running. They're going to let it run out and finish off this quarter. And now, maybe not. Doug Williams signals to Red Cashin, I want a timeout, and he trots over to the sideline. 17-10. Redskins lead with 5 seconds now remaining in the 3rd quarter. And that must be the reason to win that Doug Williams took this timeout.
Well, I'm sure it is because it wasn't the 30-second clock. I think he probably figured if third down, I have to pass, and if I'm going to pass, I want to pass with the win.
3rd and 7. Sanders on the move, and Williams back to throw it. Going to take a shot. Pass is caught by Sanders on the rebound. Cincinnati's David Fulcher had it, lost it. The official went down again, and Washington got the ball.
And the official went down right in the middle of the play. I think the official helped the play out.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Redskins 17, the Bengals 10. Starting to snow in Cincinnati as we enter the 4th quarter with the Redskins leading the Bengals 17-10. Pat Summerall, John Madden. Redskins just got a lucky break and what turned out to be a very wise timeout called by Doug Williams. 1st and 10, Washington. Bengal 35. Takes to Morris. Reverse coming to Sanders. Sanders still on his feet. Gets down to about the 26. Stopped by Williams and Wilcox.
Pat, let's watch that play again. And we'll see in here, watch this. The official's just going back. He falls down. Look, boom, he goes down. Fulcher is there to get the interception. It goes right through his hand, bounces into Ricky Sanders, who's knocked down by the official who originally fell down.
Don Hakes.
That's the 2nd time he fell down. Right in the middle of things.
They have to learn to go backwards. Amy Morris, the ball carrier, stopped by Joe Kelly.
I don't know, as you say, Doug Williams made a smart decision taking that timeout, throwing with the wind. With all due respect, it should have been intercepted by David Fulcher. And then after it wasn't intercepted, when Ricky Sanders got it, it could have been a touchdown if the official hadn't been laying on the field.
Sanders has caught 4 passes for 107 yards and a touchdown.
Sanders is a guy who's going to be all Madden this year. You watch him, and he doesn't make the Pro Bowl. He scores more touchdowns than anyone. The guy's all over the field. He's getting knocked down by officials. 107 yards, 1 touchdown.
2 reverses.
Yeah, run reverses. Probably made some good blocks out there. Could very well get another touchdown right here on this drive.
He is split wide to the left. Cincinnati 15. We're at Riverfront Stadium, the home of the Bengals in Cincinnati. Pat Summerall and John Madden. We're in the 4th quarter with the clock running and Washington leading 17-10. Joe Gibbs said to us yesterday, it's very important, not just to me, to Washington and to the Redskins.
Well, into the Houston Oilers, for example. I mean, they're watching this thing. If Cincinnati loses and the Oilers win tomorrow, they win this division.
3rd down and 2 at the 15. Forrest again. He's going to be close. Maybe a little bit short.
I'll tell you one thing. I think if the Redskins do win, I think the Oilers could send a little something to that Raleigh McKenzie playing the center, and Mark May, the right guard, Joe Jacoby, the right tackle, and to Jamie Morris for the running and the ball control job they've done today. This is a big, big play.
4th and a yard. It's a little bit less than a yard. Washington 10 out of 15 when they've gone for it. Reggie Branch is in the backfield with Morris. I don't know. Don't think so. Leon White hit 10 in a row. Jamie Morris has rushed for a career high of 119 yards. And the Bengals have just stopped the Redskins on 4th and 1, deep in their own territory. At the 15, the Bengals will take over. Redskins have been able to use the clock, which is one of the things that they set out to do. Joe Gibbs said we have to keep the ball away from them. They have too many weapons.
And maybe that was one of the reasons he went for it on 4th down, because that would, again, keep it away from him, give the Redskins more time to work for the touchdown. And when you do that, you assume you're going to get it.
11-11 left to play. Redskins up by 7. Esiason gives to Ickey Woods. And he carries the Redskin tackler, Steve Gage, for an extra 5 yards.
Yeah, Ickey Woods is a big guy. I mean, he's a big, powerful guy. He weighs 235 pounds. And, you know, you see him do a dance, the Ickey shuffle when he scores, and you think the guy must be around, you know, like 200 pounds. But, I mean, 235, he brings a pretty big load when he runs in there. He has the quickness, speed to move, all those things in a load.
He just showed you that. This is a guy who really only started his senior year in college. Here's Brooks. Brooks hit down by Charles Mann, chased by Butts. He only got a yard.
Yeah, and they'll take Ickey Woods and make him block anyone. That time, when Brooks carried, Ickey Woods had to go in there and block Dave Butts. So it's not that they're saying, hey, this is some fancy 1,000-yard back. Let's not have him block. They bring him in there on big old 300-pound Dave Butts to block.
Third and short. 3rd and 1. Woods. And more. And almost broke out of the grass. Hot roll.
He says, once I get the ball and I break through the hole, I don't try and put any moves on it. He said, I make my moves to find the hole. Then when I get in the open field, I just try and run over guys. I'll tell you, he does that. You could just see him when he gets there at the end of a run, Ickey Woods is going to explode.
Right now, he's going to get a rest. 14 carries for 84 yards. And 9:25 left to play in the contest. First down, Bengals. Brooks. Chased by Kaufman and finally brought down by number 55. Alvin Walton came up with a force. Now 9 minutes left. 2nd and 9 facing the Bengals.
Hey, the Bengals were blown out last week by the Houston Oilers. And again, they clinched the playoff position, but I think if they really think they're going to do anything in the playoffs, they have to start playing better than they have the last 2 weeks. Stanley Wilson.
A fake was to Wilson and Eddie Brown. He fooled everybody. Touchdown Cincinnati. He fooled us and everybody else on that fake. Barry Wilburn was the defender. Esiason got the ball to Brown with nobody seeing it. This is a great fake.
I tell you, watch Eddie Brown out here. He's going to run a post. Barry Wilburn is looking in the backfield. And then he sees it's a fake, and by the time he does, Eddie Brown has passed him for the touchdown. That's why you never want a cornerback to look into the backfield. The cornerback who's covering the wide receiver shouldn't be affected by the fake of the run.
I think everybody in the stadium was. The crowd didn't even get up until Brown was about to the 10-yard line. Extra point by Breach is good, and we have a tie. 8:31 remain, and it's Washington 17, Cincinnati 17. 17.
If you look at this scoring pad here, the yellow scores are when the team has had to win. And other than that 7 points in the second period by the Redskins. All scoring has been with the wind.
Fumble by Terry Orr. The H-back gets it out to about the 21. Watch this fake by Esiason and watch the bite by the Redskins. Wilbur Martin.
Stanley Wilson, the fullback here, makes a great fake. I mean, he fakes like he has the ball. He even fakes like he's protecting it. What's Dexter Manley? He's celebrating. We got him. We got him. Now let's watch in the chalkboard. Here's Eddie Brown. Watch the effect the play pass has on these guys for Brown to get deep. Not only does Barry Wilburn go for it, the safeties go for it, so Wilburn is out there and he has no help.
Redskins have the ball with 8:20 to go at their own 21. Williams to work to Sanders. Gain of 5. Stopped by Eric Thomas. First time today the Redskins have thrown on first down.
Well, you know, that's probably, they've been running every time on first down. They had the ball control. That all works well when you're ahead. Now that they're going into the win inside, they probably figure they have to change that up.
2nd and 5. Handoff is to Morris, but he stopped short of the first down. Passing with the wind. Washington 142 yards. Cincinnati 124 against the wind. The Bengals have been more effective. The Redskins operating now against the wind. And remember, they used a timeout just at the end of the third quarter so they could throw a pass with the wind. Third down. They need 3 for a first. Monk is the move man. To about the 40 in the Washington first down. A gain of 11. Stopped by Eric Thomas.
That's the guy they try and get to when they need the move, man. Art Monk.
Clock continues to run with 6.5 minutes left to play. Art Monk, the biggest of the Redskin wide receivers, the possession man. 1st and 10 Washington. 39. Take this to Morris. Incomplete to Sanders. Off his fingertip.
That's his first incompletion in the second half.
I think, look at the officials. That's the guy who's fallen down twice.
I think the thing that he's worried about now is to not get in the way of those pass patterns.
Right. 2nd and 10. Sanders gets a break. And the sellout crowd at Riverfront Stadium chanting now defense. He's about a yard shy of the first down.
You know, Monk is not the quickest guy. Monk is the biggest guy. So he uses that power to push off defenders. You know, the Clark has a quick move. Sanders a quick move. Monk's the strength.
Monk and Clark go out 3rd and 1. And it's Reggie Branch and Jamie Morris. Same situation we had earlier. Deep Cincinnati territory. This one, they give to Morris, and this time he gets the first down. Jason Buck was the first Bengal to hit him, but they'll move the sticks. Picked up 3.
Hey, one thing about the Redskins, Pat, they're going down as champions, and like any champion, they're going to go down swinging. They know that they're not in the playoffs. They can't get back to the Super Bowl, but they can make whoever's going to get there fight like heck.
First and 10, Washington, just across midfield. Morris again, right side and not much. Maybe a couple. Sander was the first man to hit it.
Tell you one thing, Joe Gibbs on that play card there has really decided for one reason or another that he's going to work that right side in the running game.
Probably Jacoby and May being over there. 2nd and 9. Jamie Morris carried the ball 36 times for 125 yards. Both career highs. Intended for Clark. Incomplete, and a flag on the play. A late flag. Clark protested immediately.
Clark may have talked him into one on that, huh?
Holding for the defense, number 22. First down.
That's Eric Thomas right here in the inside of the frame. It's going to be right here where they're calling it. Eric Thomas on Gary Clark. See, the left hand was up there for a minute. Now you can't see the left hand after that. But it sure didn't look like holding to me.
Redskins quickly out of the huddle.
They want to get this play off before they review that one.
Arabello comes back alongside Morris. Morris again, the ball carrier spins inside the 40. Wilcox on the stop. Gain of 7. Clock running, 3:40 left to play now.
Hey, that's someday for Jamie Morris, huh? We know Kelvin Bryant is out, but Timmy Smith, remember the year he had in the Super Bowl? Well, Jamie Morris has, in essence, beaten Timmy Smith out. He's healthy.
2nd down and 3. Clock at 3:20. Morris again, hit by Crumrye. Short of the first down. He picked up only a yard. Big Brian Platos got some marks.
I'll tell you, that's a fired up guy. Offensive lineman who wants to get the ball back.
Third down. They need about 4. They need to get closer for Low Miller. That's Sanders on the move this time. Williams back to throw it. It's Sanders. First down. Sander on a stop. Pickup of 8.
That was some play by Ricky Sanders. He starts in motion, then he comes in. Doug Williams is watching him all the way. He's a primary receiver. And it's not that he beat anyone, he just got in front of everyone. But here again is what makes it possible. Good pass protection. Joe Jacoby out there. May helping him, keeping that center sealed off. Doug Williams can see Sanders and then step up and throw it to him.
And now the 2-minute warning with the score tied at 17. And the Redskins with just 2 timeouts remaining. And you know, another thing comes to mind, John. The Bengals can play for a tie.
Well, that's right, because the Bengals have to win or tie to win the division today.
Redskin first down. 2 minutes to go. The handoff is to Morris. He's down to about the 25. Leon White made the stop. Timeout Cincinnati.
But you have to remember, too, Pat, before a tie, they'd have to play in overtime.
Right. 2:54 now left. And tied at 17. Sanders wide left. Morris, 40th carry of the day. Gets down close to the 20. Picked up 3 more. 43 attempts is the NFL record by Butch Woolfolk and James Wilder.
The Bengals are taking another time out here. You know, you'd think that's going to be a great trivia question someday, Pat, that I'm sure everyone would think John Riggins would have that record and Jamie Morrison today. And I think part of that, again, should go to Mark May and Joe Jacoby, because I bet you 90% of that yardage or 90% of those times he carried the ball was over the right side behind these 2 big guys.
They've done a heck of a job. Remember, Cincinnati has not lost the game at home this year. Neither has Buffalo. But again, all they have to do is tie, and they win the AFC Central. But as John Madden said, if it ends up in regular time tied, we go to overtime.
You know, and Chip Lohmiller was probably thinking, why wait till now? The last time we were down the same area, you went for it on 4th down. And had I kicked it then, I wouldn't be in this situation now.
They were closer the time before. Big 3rd down, 3. Ball's at the Cincinnati 23. Motion to Morris and a Redskin 1st down.
Joe Jacoby there looks like he just won the game and/or the Super Bowl.
Ricky Dixon made the stop. Timeout Cincinnati, and that's all for them.
Let's watch Joe Jacoby here in the block that he's going to get and the celebration after. That's where they're going to run the ball. He starts getting his guy, then he comes up in the linebacker. Now watch Joe Jacoby. He starts to celebrate there. We got him. We got him.
We just got closer and give an assist to Donnie Warren. After the initial hit by Jacoby, he closed things out.
That's the thing that makes Donnie Warren so valuable is, you know, you look and you say he's a starting tight end, he doesn't catch any passes, but he's as important to the running game and the blocking of the running game as any of these linemen. I remember when Donnie Warren was out there for a while, and I think that bothered Joe Gibbs as much as losing any player. He said that, you know, he just means so much to us, and what we do or can do, he's probably the most valuable guy that we have on this team, or the guy that we can least afford to miss.
This drive by the Redskins, 13 plays, 63 yards, and they've kept the ball for almost 7 minutes. Now the Bengals are out of timeouts. Morris, right side, right at the 15. Stopped after a gain of 1. One thing I think we have to keep in mind as the Redskins will let the clock run is that if Lohmiller does come in to try the winning field goal, he'll be going against a very tricky wind.
Yeah, but then, as you say, the ball's down there close enough that the wind shouldn't really be a factor. Of course, that's easy for me to say. I mean, I've never kicked one of those things. You made a living kicking before you started doing this, so you would know about that.
It's a tough way to make a living. Less than a minute. Morris down to about the 12. Carl Zander on the stop. That's 43 carries for Jamie Morris, and that ties an NFL record.
You know, it's funny, coming into this game, you think of running backs, and you think of Ickey Woods and James Brooks, the Bengal running backs, and the records and things they were going after. And here, little Jamie Morris comes in and ties an NFL record. In fact, I'm sure that he's going to carry the ball on this play and maybe break that record.
The Redskins are going to let the clock run down, now take the timeout on 3rd down. They have have one left. Remember, they did this against the Eagles. They lined up and faked the field goal on 3rd down, intentionally ground the ball, not resulting in a penalty, of course, because everything was fine. But they'll give themselves margin for error.
I would bet they wouldn't fake it. If they were going to go fake, I think they would have taken time out and left maybe 5 more seconds on the
You're
clock.
probably right. The Bengals, of course, are out of timeouts. So just in case they get a bad snap here or a bad hold or something goes wrong, they'd still have 4th down. There's Chip Lohmiller, the rookie.
Look at how lonely that is. No one talks to him. All the guys huddle up over there by themselves. He's over on the other hash mark. One thing, no one, you don't want to talk to him. Just let him get over there, get that spot, get set.
Holman is the holder. Lohmiller, the kicker. Yes, sir. No.
It hit the goalpost.
Hit the goalpost. Hit the goalpost and bounced out.
Watch this thing. It's on the hash mark, Pat. It just goes straight up the hash mark, right into the goalpost. Point. You talk about the Bengals dodging a bullet.
Wow, 2 bullets. It had plenty of distance. Just hit the top of the goalpost.
I said it was on that right hash mark, and he went right down the line and kicked it straight as an arrow.
Lohmiller had a tough time in the beginning of the year with that very same thing. He had hit 10 in a row. The officials underneath the goalpost had to wait to see which way the ricochet was going to go.
You know, this flip is going to be a big thing, too, because you take the wind or you take the ball. Let's look at it again. See, it's on the hash mark. It goes straight up the hash mark. Hey, this is going to be an interesting thing, Pat, because the wind has been so effective in this game. I don't know if you win the toss, that you wouldn't kick off and take the win.
They'll have a 3-minute break. And the captains come out for both squads.
Actually, which one's going to call the toss? He's going to call it. He's call it in the air. Call it loud. Tails he called. Heads, you're short.
Bengals have won the toss. Overtime rules, coin toss, we just witnessed. There is a total 3-minute break, 2 timeouts per team. Play 15-minute period. First one to score wins. The man who just missed will kick off. The Bengals won the toss. They'll receive, but they'll be going into the wind.
You know, I think an interesting thing, Pat, is that stat. Everyone says in overtime that it's an advantage to receive, but when you break it down, the team that receives has won half the time. So therefore, the team that kicks off wins half the time. So right now, I don't think the Redskins are a big disadvantage because they're kicking off and they have the win.
Next, following football, don't forget DePaul and Georgetown, college basketball. Right now, it's overtime at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. The Bengals playing for the AFC Central Championship. The Redskins playing for themselves. Jennings hit by Manuski. They'll have to quarter. The Bengals struck deep and got the only 7 points. Washington controlled the clock as they hoped they would do.
Well, that's what they were trying to do. And again, that 0 points, they were just setting up for that field goal. They set up for it and hit the pipe.
They had a chance earlier on 4th and short. Went for it. If he would stop by Bowles and Gage after he rips it out to the 38.
Watch him just take off on that left side. He can either take it straight ahead or cut it back. He sees the hole there. He runs right by Dave Butts, takes it straight ahead.
He's nearing 100 yards now. He's the lone setback right now. 1st and 10. Woods left side. Shoves the pile back for a gain of 3 or 4. Stopped finally by Charles Mann and Dexter Manley.
Now it looks like the Bengal line is starting to take over here and push that Redskin defense around a little. I'll guarantee you one thing, that Redskin defense now is going to be very cautious of that play pass. He faked the run and drove the way the Bengals are so good at.
Woods is over 100 yards now. There's the fake. Esiason gets it out to Holman. Just barely got it out there. Up by Walton.
This is one of the things that the Bengals do well, and Esiason does well at faking, bootlegging, getting outside the rush. You see, they knock down Charles Mann so he can get outside the defensive end, but he has the 2 linebackers there.
3rd down and 5.
This can be the biggest down of the game thus far. I think if the Redskins can stop them here, get the ball with the win, they'll have things going pretty much their way.
Brooks is split wide to the left. Marshall went out with him, and now he comes back. Esiason chase out of the pocket. Overthrows Holman, but a flag on the play. Against the Bengals.
You see that Joe Gibbs started to get excited, and Don Perot, his assistant coach, was next to him and said, that's okay, it's against them. Don Perot must have saw that whole thing.
I think they have to decline this penalty, don't you?
Yep. Yeah, I would think they'd want the Bengals to punt.
Pass interference, number 21 on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
You see James Brooks up on top. He just goes and blocks Walton. What it was, I guess that's what they call.
I don't understand that move.
Well, it's a pass play. And they said that he just went down and interfered with the defender. But Boomer was...
Lee Johnson back to punt it. Offense retreats to about the 17. And the Bengals are down in good shape. Take him down at about the 15. He lost a yard on the return. Barney Bussey was down, number 20.
Well, the Redskins are talking it over there, and they played this whole first game and the whole regular game with a big running game, and I would bet in this overtime that they're going to get away from that run and try and hit those 3 wide receivers and eventually get the ball somehow to Ricky Sanders.
Both the other 2 wide receivers are dangerous. Monk, Clark,
Well, they have the 3 tight ends in now.
and Jamie Morris, about to break an NFL record. The number of attempts. Picked up 3, stopped by Zander again.
Tell you one thing, they just keep working that right side, don't they, Patty? You'd think that the Bengals would just slant and stunt everyone to their left or the right side of that Redskin offense.
Now the tight ends go out and the 3 wideouts come in. The Bengals put in extra defensive backs. Sanders and Monk come left. Clark goes right. 2nd and 7. Monk hit right at about the 20, maybe the 21 by Eric Thomas. Gain of only 4. That will be short of a first down.
Monk just has these option patterns where he can go in or out or hook depending on how they play. He just gets man coverage, but the first thing he does, he's so big and strong, he pushes the defender off, then makes his cut.
3rd down and 4. Close to first down yardage to Gary Clark. 3rd and 4. That's about what he got.
Yeah, he knew what he had to get. He just got beyond that stick, and then he sat down in a hooking motion.
Now they're going to measure.
Gary Clark cut this about as short as you can. You see, he knows he just has to get beyond the line there. He does, makes the move, and hopes that he had enough.
He had enough. Just enough. Here comes Morris back into the game. Oliphant goes out. Times Jamie Morris has run to his right, 14 times up the middle, and only 4 times to the left. Williams. Incomplete, intended for Monk. Covered by Eric Thomas. Summerall has played well. Played himself out right out of his shoes.
I'll tell you, this is why this is so big for the Bengals, though. As you say, they have to win or tie, and then they win the division. Then they get the week off. And this is a team that has really been through a lot, a team that is really beat up, and probably, as much as anything, can use that extra week.
10:24 left in overtime. 2nd down and 10. Handoff is to Morris. Hit by David Grant. Rookie after a gain of only 2.
That was only the 5th time Jamie Morris ran to the left all day. It's interesting to do it. He still brought the guys, Jacoby and May, over from the right side to lead them to the left.
Big 3rd down and 8 coming up. Redskins have not had to punt all day. We're in overtime. Sanders and Monk to the left. Sanders in the slot. Now on the move. Clark to Williams right. Williams is sacked. And fumble. Barney Bussey on the blitz made the hit. And Grant recovered. And the Bengals take over.
Barney Bussey, number 27, is a safety who comes in the nickel, and he's a blitzing guy. He's the guy that, of the secondary guys, is their best blitzer. He gets up on the line of scrimmage. He comes in, watch, it's going to be from the left side, the right side of the screen. He comes in, Williams is looking to his left, doesn't see Bussey, hits him, knocks it right into the hands of David Grant.
There's another one you'll see in the highlight films a lot of times.
You know, they told us yesterday that when they're in their nickel, that Bussey is the guy who's their blitz guy.
He would.
would sure want to take a shot at a touchdown before I settled for a field goal. I think the thing is just to run 3 plays to go for a field goal isn't the percentage thing when you can take a shot at a touchdown first, because that gives it a two-way go.
2nd down and 7. The ball right at the Redskin 15. Wood to the 10. To about the 3. Stopped finally by Alvin Walton. A gain of 12 by the rookie.
This guy is some rookie. Starts to the left, runs into his own guy, nothing there, bounces it out, turns upfield, puts his shoulder down into Alvin Walton. Walton's one of the best tacklers in the league, though. He's not going to get by him.
1st and goal from the 3, and Jim Breach is in the game. They want to go ahead and finish.
I don't know. I still believe in taking one more shot at the field goal before you do at the touchdown before you do this.
Schonert will hold it. They want to give the Redskins Breach a chance to think about things, and they call a timeout.
For one thing, there's 8 minutes and 6 seconds left, so time isn't the thing. It's 1st down, so downs aren't the thing. So even if they do this, I know the only thing he's thinking of is if he's going to kick the field goal now, that he doesn't want to take the chance to get a turnover.
It's 1st and goal at about the 4-yard line. Call it the 3-yard line. In overtime, the score tied 17-17. And Jim Breach, the father of 6, has this victory on his shoulders.
Well, they just called Jim Breach over, and Sam White talked to him. Had no idea what he'd want to tell him then. Unless it's a bad snap or anything, don't kick the ball because it's only 1st down.
That's probably what he told him. If you're not comfortable with anything, we're still close enough and we still have a lot of downs. And so Breach, with Schonert holding, will try from just outside the 10-yard line, just over a 20-yard attempt. Almost like an extra point. Just outside the 20. Overtime. The Cincinnati Bengals, the AFC Central Division champions. Sam White.
That looked like that brought Sam White out of a trance. He has just won the Central Division.
First time since the Super Bowl year of 1981. So the final score, Cincinnati.
And to kick it off is Pro Bowler Scott Norwood. And this opening kickoff of the AFC Championship game is sponsored by